And speaking of traffic stops, a report by the Durham Police Department shows there's still a racial disparity in traffic stops and searches. The report comes on the heels of racial bias and profiling claims within the police department. WNCN's David Hurst joins us live outside the Durham Police Department with more. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Sean. Numbers show that black drivers here in Durham are pulled over at a much higher rate than drivers of another race. The chief in a news conference today here at the police headquarters announced those findings, as well as saying the disparity is not because of racial profiling, but rather there are other factors at play.
I've been cutting hair for like 9 years.
For Dwight Bagley, working at a barber shop is about more than just cutting hair.
This right here where the big boys groom at.
He learns about the community and what people care about.
I want LeBron to pull it off.
Today, all the talk is about the NBA Finals.
I believe the Warriors gonna do it.
But lately, there's been a lot of talk about race and the relationship between community and police.
It seems it's like just because you're black or, you know, or you in a certain area that, you know, you subject to committing a crime.
That's been the concern to many, including the city, who issued a report last year asking the police department to increase trust, accountability, and transparency. The 2014 numbers show that black drivers were pulled over at a higher rate than drivers of another race, despite black drivers only making up 40% of the Durham population.
There may be disparity, but the bias isn't there here in this police department, and that we are aggressively looking to see if there is any, if we encounter any, so we can address it.
Police say they constantly monitor and evaluate officers to make sure there's no racial profiling. For Dwight Bagley, he says not all officers profile, but hope the chief's evaluations can weed out the officers who do.
At the end of the day, once they take the uniform off, they just like us.
The chief says most of the crime and calls they receive happen in high minority areas, which contribute to the increase. He says that's a trend, though, that is occurring all around the country. Reporting live in Durham, David Hurst, WNCN News.
All right, David, thank you. Well, another dreary day across North Carolina.